Got a HAMM Planet legendary story coming in VIP, 5-star, the whole 9 yards.
Okay,
you're lucky to be listening to this, ladies and gentlemen.
So most people,
love to see it.
Most people that I would tell this story to would not believe it, but people knowing me and knowing Shelly, knowing that we're not like,
y'all are two of the most honest.
We're straight shooters,
yeah.
Right? We're not fibbers. We're not exaggerators. When we tell this story, it's because this is literally how it happened. This is literally what happened.
Right. You're not even like an embellisher.
I'm not even embellishing this to any extent.
Right.
This is exactly what happened. So
we're fired up.
We are in Milan, Italy. So this was pre-COVID. We were in Milan, Italy. And
can we get a date?
So let's call it
a month?
September of 2019.
September 2019.
Yeah. So right before everything.
Yep.
Okay, so we're in Italy, and we're on the very tail end of our trip, like literally the last day. So we're in Milan. From Milan, we're going to Lake Como, which is beautiful. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go there? George Clooney has a place there. It's awesome.
George Clooney has a place there.
Yeah.
You got to go. It's the best place in the world at that point.
So it's where Italy and Switzerland border. So you essentially have Switzerland mountains on a lake that's all Italian food. So,
brother, I have always dreamed of going there. I've been to Switzerland many times.
It's a screensaver.
Been to Milan.
So you could see why we would want to go to this place. So,
oh my God, Lake Como! If you haven't heard or seen, like, go to YouTube and type it in. It'll make you just explode with happiness.
Right. Okay. So we're there. Having a great time. Of course, Italy's amazing food, wine, drink, you name it. Shelly found this booking.com bed and breakfast. So naturally, we're like, yeah, let's do it. It's on the top of the mountain. It's remote. It has a beautiful view of the lake. Why wouldn't we want to do this? It had good reviews, good ratings. Done.
How many reviews?
It had like, I don't know, 100, something like that.
Oh shit! Yeah. Dude, I'm in.
70. Yeah, I don't know. It had enough,
amazing.
It had enough to not be like 8, right? So it wasn't a newer rental, at least we didn't think. So okay.
Yep.
So fast forward, we're here. We're in touch with this woman, and I forget her name. Forgive me. But it was a while back.
We don't need her name.
No, you don't. So we're in touch with this lady who's the owner of the house, and through our conversation leading up to our trip there, we kind of befriend them. How's things is there anything we need to bring? How far? What's the details, logistics? Right. I mean, Italy's not the easiest place to get around because we didn't have cell phone service and stuff. So we were trying to just get everything in order. And through that, we were telling her that we were there for a wedding because we were shooting a wedding in Greece. And she was like, oh, well, my daughter just got engaged and all this stuff. And so we were like, oh, perfect. Well, maybe we could do a shoot there in Como. She's like, yeah, I'll introduce you. So we're like, perfect. Sounds like a great, loving family that we're going to meet here in Lake Como. So we get to Lake Como, and she's like, let me know when you arrive, and I'll come pick you up. Perfect. So
wow, this is the house
that we're staying at.
It's like an Airbnb host.
Yeah, and she picks us up from the dock because, remind you, we're on the top of a mountain, remote, 3 miles straight uphill from town.
Wait. So y'all weren't on the shores of Lake Como. Y'all were somewhere
more remote. Yeah, because from where we were,
it's a big lake, right?
Yeah, we could see the view of the lake. So we were like, why would if you want to see the lake, you got to get elevated. So you got to get up there to be able to look out from your balcony. And
so were you on an island or were you just in the mountains?
No. So the surrounding city of the lake, kind of like Tana. There's places that are more up in the mountains that you can see Flathead from.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's kind of what we decided to do. So this lady picks us up.
Yep.
And she picks us up. We get to the house and she kind of shows us around. When we arrive, there's several cars there, and we ask her, we're like, what are all the cars? And she's like, oh, these are guests that stay here. They leave their car and then they come back for it. We're like, oh,
how many cars?
There was 5. There was 5 cars there.
5 cars at one house?
Yeah. And there's like different stickers on them from different countries and things like that. So we're like, okay, so like they just, do like another leg of their trip and come back. She's like, yeah. They just drive here and then leave their car and then they come back. We're like, oh, that's cool. You guys let them stay. They're like, yeah, no big deal. We didn't think anything of it. It seemed fine. Nice lady.
Bro,
nice
that's
family.
like...
So then...
That would fuck with me.
So then we get there and we're like... we text the daughter, hey, we're here in town. Can you...
The daughter who you were going to shoot the wedding?
Yeah, the photo shoot. The extra photo shoot for her.
The wife's... not the Airbnb host daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we text her like, hey, we're here, or is today still a good time? No, I can't today. Oh, okay, no problem. What about tomorrow morning? No, I can't. Tomorrow evening? No, I'm not going to be able to.
3 offers.
Yeah, so she said no to all of them. So we're like, okay, well, I guess we'll just, find stuff to do while we're here. So,
sure.
We get settled in and
nice place or
nice place overlooking the lake. It's perfect. So we're there and no big deal, no red flags. The cars were a little questionable and the daughter canceling us was fine, but it's our last day in Italy. We're gonna
go have fun.
Yeah, go have fun. We go to town and she's like the host is like, when you guys are ready, just let me know. I'll come pick you up. Perfect. We get down to town and we're walking back and or not walking back. I'm sorry. We're ready.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Cameraman is drunk. Back to the show now.
Beautiful.
We're back.
We're back.
Okay. So we go to town and
give her a shout.
We're ready
Say,
to go.
We're ready.
Yeah, we're ready to go home. I can't pick you up right now. Okay, no problem. Should we grab a bite or something? Maybe you can pick us up a little bit. I won't be able to pick you up tonight.
Okay.
So we were like, well, what's the best way to get back? She's like, you could just cut through an alleyway and walk back up. So we're like, that's weird. But, so we make our way back up. And mind you, it's like a 45-minute walk because it's like 3 miles uphill. So we get back. Okay. We get back up there.
Pretty far, but, you're up.
Really, really far, actually. And
3 miles uphill.
Yeah, it takes a while. You know what? And actually, I forgot a detail at the very beginning of the story that she showed us into the property.
Uh-huh.
But when we got there, we originally had to walk too. But when we arrived, she was there to show us the cars and show us to our room.
Okay.
So sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know.
So now going back to walking the second time to the house.
Yeah.
We show up and we hit the keypad to get into the door, and there's a white van behind us. This white van. And the reason that's a crucial detail was that...
That's creepy, dude. A white van?
The same... Okay, so... But the creepier thing is that white van was the same white van that was behind us when we first got there. Same white van, same guy behind us going to the house both times.
So this was a guy following y'all, or he was...
So the only coincidence to it was that we let her know we were there when we first got there, so she knew we were there. And then we let her know we were on the way back when she said she, quote unquote, couldn't pick us up.
Okay.
Both times the van's there when we get there.
And y'all saw someone in there?
In there driving behind us as we were walking up. So we get back to the Airbnb. And
so it didn't follow y'all directly then?
It followed us the last quarter mile.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So when we get there, I turn over and I remember I tell Shelly, I'm like, is this the same white van that was here when we first got here? And she's like, I don't know. Let's just get in the gate and close it. So I look back and kind of make eye contact with the guy, and the gate opens, and I kind of stand there until the gate closes, and so he doesn't drive in.
Right.
The first time he did drive in. So we're back at the Airbnb, and we text the lady. We're like, hey, we're going to be here rest of the evening. Let us know if we're too loud or whatever. Never see this lady again. The lady who introduced us, we never see her again. She said her husband was home. We never meet him. She said her daughter was home. She never comes out. We never see anybody the entire time that we're there for the night. So up to this...
the whole night.
Yeah, up to this point.
Okay.
Up to this point,
okay.
our guard isn't really up.
But still,
we've been in Italy, we've been in Naples and Greece and a bunch of places where they're pretty sketchy. So you're just like, it's just how Europe is.
Yeah.
So me and Shelly grabbed a bottle of wine on the way back up, and we were sharing a bottle of wine. And, we hear this guy yelling, and we're just drinking wine, and we're like, do you hear that? And it's just like a guy like yelling and yelling and yelling. And I was like, I have no idea what he's saying. He's speaking in Italian, and I forget the word, but she's just like the same word over and over and over and over again for like an hour. And I was like, well, maybe this guy's like, maybe he's like, something's wrong with him. Someone's taking care of him. He just, someone who's like special needs or something like that. Maybe it's a situation like that where we were like, maybe we should just be mindful of it. So we didn't think anything of it. We go to sleep. And I'm getting all of our stuff ready because we have to be up super
Like how
early.
How loud was it? Just curious. At that initial.
Pretty loud, but it was like muted because you could tell it was like in a house or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So,
okay, so I'm following.
So then we're getting ready, and we hadn't heard anybody, seen anybody drive up, nothing. And so then we hear people inside of the house because we're.
Is y'all leaving or still that night?
We're in our room now, but our room is attached to the main house.
Okay, gotcha.
So now we hear like people inside of the main house, and we're like, "What the heck?" Like I didn't see anybody drive up, and we said we were here, and they said they weren't here. So when did they get here? Like, have they been here, or like what's going on?
Right.
So then we put all of our stuff up together because we're leaving super early the next day to go to back to Milan and then to Spain to ultimately come home.
Yeah.
So we lay down and like 30 minutes into just kind of laying there, I turn over to Shelly and I'm like, did something just feel like off to you? I'm like, we've been so busy all day and it's beautiful here and we had great food and stuff, and like I haven't really stopped to think about it, but I was like, I'm kind of creeped out that the lady who picked us up, we never saw her again. She ditched us last minute. The white van's been with us twice. The daughter canceled on us on like 3 different occasions.
Something's not adding up.
The cars that are here are just parked here. Why would you just leave your car here if you're here to like stay? I mean, if you're going to come back, like, why would you come back here? It's like the most remote place. We're like 3 miles up in the mountain. I was like, it just seems kind of weird, like the situation we're in.
Yeah, everything seems a little off.
And we text the lady again like that night, and she's like, she doesn't respond. So we never hear from her again, and we never see her again, or the husband or the daughter. We never see anybody. We never meet this daughter. We never meet this husband that she's talking about. Yeah. She shows us to this house, and then we never see or hear from her again. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? This doesn't feel right, Shell. We got to get going. It's 11, right?
Right, at night.
Yeah, it's 11 at night. So if you've ever been to a small town in Italy, everything closes at like 8. So I'm looking up hotels and different things like that. Like, just let's screw it. Let's get our stuff. Let's walk down to the city. Mind you, we're 3 miles up and we have a freaking gate we're going to have to hop because we're gated into this house. And I was like, let's just try our best to get out, make a run for it, and just get gone. Like, let's forget about it. So she's like, yeah, this is sketchy. Now that you're saying all these things, like, I'm super weirded out, and we can hear people in the house, but we text them and call them, and they say they're not there or they don't text back. So we're freaked out at this point. I call my brother.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know the time difference, but it's either really late at night or super early in the morning, one of the two. And I'm like, hey, don't tell Mom, but I'm in a weird situation. And
don't tell Mom. That's how I always start.
Yeah, I was like, don't freak Mom out. I was like, don't even tell Hope. Like, that's his wife. I was like, just kind of between you and I'm in a sticky situation here in Italy.
Yep.
We don't feel safe. We feel like we need to get out of where we're at. We feel a little trapped, but we're trying to get our stuff together. I'm going to look for some sort of exit plan and go from there.
Right.
So he's like, don't do that. He's like, stay there. You got a door between you. You got like time between you. If you go outside, it's pitch dark. You're 3 miles away. There's a gate. Everything's closed. It's not like you can find anything anyways. I was like, you know what? That's fair. He's like, as soon as sunrise hits, make your way for it because at least you'll be able to like navigate. I was like, perfect. So he's like, I'm going to stay up all night. Text me as much as you need to. So Shelly and I we're set to pull an all-nighter in Italy.
Yeah.
And around 2:00 in the morning, we hear like hammering downstairs, like in the house, like just like click, 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 click. And I'm like, what is that? And it goes on and on and on and on. We text the lady, no reply, right? And there's somebody obviously in the house doing something, building something, whatever they're doing. And so no response from this lady. Apparently nobody's home. Like, we're freaking out because you're saying one thing and hearing another. So then we're just staying up all night, essentially hour to hour. Shelly and I are taking shifts, like taking naps every 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And about 3:45 in the morning, we hear. So to preface, we have the main house, and then there's stairs, and then there's stairs to our room. It's like 4 stairs, like very small.
Oh, okay.
So about three.
It's not like an extension of the house. You're in the higher floor.
So it was weird because like there's grass and like stairs, and then the bottom layer is like a house.
Okay.
So it's like a weird connection to the house.
I gotcha.
So about 3:45, 4:30, sometime around there.
Yeah.
We hear steps because they're metal steps. So we hear boom, boom, boom coming up these steps. And I'm like, do you hear that? I wake Shelly up. I'm like, do you hear that? And she's like, yeah, is that someone walking up the steps? I was like, I thought no one else was here but us. And so we, at this point, we're in a bed and breakfast. So I like am looking for a knife. Like, I'm like, we're about to get murdered. Like these cars that are here,
the van,
kidnapped people. This lady is just like the face of the niceness to make you feel comfortable. You don't meet the daughter. You don't.
It's a scary movie in the making.
Right. And so then at this point, you can, under our door, you can see light. And we hear our steps getting climbed up too. And so we just see 2 feet step in front of the door and then step towards our door.
Okay.
And at that point, I turn on the TV and a light and start making noise. And then the steps literally go from facing our door to walking away. And they leave.
Yeah.
So then I call Justin and I'm like, yo, this is not good. Like, we are in a bad spot. So at this point he wakes up Hope, and Hope's like looking up the booking.com. All of the reviews had been made in the last like 2 weeks.
Wow.
So there was like 100 something reviews, but all of them had been made in the last 2 weeks. And the current review was for the night that we were staying there. But we were the only person there, so there couldn't have been a review.
Right.
So it's the same date that we're there, saying we love it here. We just got here today. Can't wait.
So wait, they were all in the past 2 weeks.
Past few weeks, and one of the newest review was the night that we were staying at in the room we were staying at. It wasn't a real review. It was fake. So then, did
they all look legit?
Well, Hope started seeing like multiple reviews from the same person, and like names that just didn't like seem real, and like no photo reviews, like that kind of situation.
Right. Yep.
So then I'm telling Justin all this, and he's like, dude, I'm going to call Johnny. I'm going to see what he can do, what he knows. He's been to Italy.
Who's Johnny?
Johnny's one of our partners in the agency. He's an attorney. And so he's like calling me. He's like, yo, what do you need? You need money? You need, like, I can try to do whatever I can to get you out of where you're at.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, honestly, man, I'm exhausted. I've been up all night, and there's a lot of things not kosher. I'm hearing banging downstairs. The lady's not responding. She ditched us twice. This van was following us. There's abandoned cars. There's a daughter that never showed up. So Shelly's on Instagram, and before then she'd never looked up this girl's like Instagram, and so she goes back to messages with her and gets her name, and looks up the girl, and the girl had posted a few weeks prior with "Happy birthday, mom," and the mom in the photo was not the mom that we met. It was a completely different lady. So she said this was her daughter. She said, this is my daughter. I want you guys to do a photo shoot with her. But the lady she said, mom, wasn't her.
Huh.
And so we never saw this lady again, never talked to her again. She never texted us back. She said she wasn't home. There was noise in the house. You have all these abandoned cars. You have this van.
So y'all just saw her that first time.
We're 3 miles up in the air. Nothing's open. It's Lake Como. And we've already had someone come to our door once. So then all of this is happening. We're freaking out. We're on the phone. We hear steps again, coming back up the steps.
Oh, shit.
And so at this point, I'm like, Shelly, we're going to probably have to like either just fight our way out of this. And if that happens, I want you to just run. Leave all the shit behind and just run. And don't think about me. I'll find a way. Or if I don't, I at least want you to get out.
I got on my shield.
And so we hear them down there. And I don't know what they're doing, smoking a cigarette, whatever they're doing. And Shelly and I are still up. You can still hear us. We're still making noise. We have TV on, things like that. So then they go back downstairs, and then at this time it's like 5. So sun's coming up, 5:30ish, right? So
yeah,
I'm looking out the window, and I see like shadows of like 2 people out there, but I can't see them because we're kind of like trapped off in this like little area. So I keep looking out the window, and finally I see the sun up, and I was like, Shell, this is our time. We need to just get the hell out of here. Get your shit, put it on your back. Grab a knife, grab whatever you're going to grab, and let's just go. So we open our door, and we just go. We run. We get out of there. We jump the fence. We get all the way down to the dock. But when we get to the dock, like Shelly and I just look at each other, and we say, thank God we got out of that.
Yeah.
It was...
Bro, so no contact again with that lady y'all initially saw.
And she never reached out, texted us, called us, nothing again.
Never again.
We never got charged for our room on booking.com. Like, never got contact with this property or this person ever again. Never heard from the daughter.
Okay.
Never heard from anything.
Did y'all... Damn. That's some scary shit.
It was...
Bro, I don't know. We might need to investigate.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Bro, I'm glad he got out, Josh. That's the thing I'm happiest about. I'll say that.
All I know is like the only thing. So like the way I tell people is like when you hear it and you see me in front of you telling you, you're like, yeah, that's a crazy story.
You did a good job putting me in your shoes.
But the thing is, right, is God forbid something would have happened to us. Everybody would be saying, well, duh. There was abandoned cars. There was a lady who didn't respond. There was reviews that were sketchy. The only situation that was different from the story being legit and sounding like a fairy tale was like that we made it out. Because if it would have gone the other direction, everyone would have been like, well,
there would have been a movie about
Josh and Shirley are just dumb because all of the signs were there. Like, why wouldn't have they guessed that before?
That would have been like a scary movie.
Yeah.
But you didn't because you persevered.
No,
and you got out of that crazy... Dude, I kind of want to do some investigative, like... Bro, is it still a property?
That property is no longer on booking.com.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. We looked it up like when we got home, like the little ways thereafter. No longer there.
Sheesh. Give a like, ladies and gents, down below if you were happy Josh and Shelly survived.
Yeah,
that insane murderous situation
honestly,
at Lake Como.
What I feel like it was this house wasn't like a permanent residence of anybody, and they found out that it was empty and just kind of like house sat on it.
And just threw it on Airbnb.
And did a 3-week Airbnb or a month-long Airbnb thing because they knew no one was going to be home. And like that's what they did. It was insane.
Bro, that makes sense. I feel like that's like a high level type of crime, but I could see it being done.
Well, like
people knowing, hey, no one's going to be Airbnb in this during this time, so we're going to just use that house because we know it's not occupied. That worries me because we got Airbnb. I manage Airbnb.
All you got to do is go to, booking.com or Airbnb and look up everything that's available, and you can say, well, wait, this house has been empty for like 6 months and it's also not on Airbnb or Booking. It's honestly a pretty simple thing to figure out.
Yeah. Well,
I have no idea what it was, but
that's some scary shit.
yeah, it was definitely.
So what weapon did both of y'all have exiting that place?
So I mean, Shelly didn't have anything. She just had herself, and
I feel like Shelly could
I grabbed a steak knife. That's what I chose, and I put.
Were you holding it?
Yeah, I put both of our bags that we had.
Bro, you were holding it like in your hand.
In my hand the whole way to the dock. Like, I'm dead ass serious.
Bro, that's gangster as shit.
Yeah, it was.
Holy cow! I wish there was like, oh, that'd be so great if there was an actual video of you like running out with this butcher knife. Just let's go.
I feel like if you ever find yourself in a situation where you feel like you might have to kill somebody, you're in a pretty bad situation.
Yeah, and it's better to be prepared than not prepared.
And I mean, I've been to.
No one wants to be in those situations.
I've been to Brooklyn, and we shot weddings in like Skid Row in L.A., and we've been to, you know, the north side of Chicago and different places, and never once have I felt like I was threatened.
Right.
But in this situation, we're at 4:00 in the morning. There's people coming to my doors, and there's banging in places that shouldn't be, and there's cars that are abandoned, and
bro, that's spooky.
Yeah,
that's a good story, Josh. Let's give it up, ladies and gents, for Josh for sharing that amazing spooky story that is going to keep me up for the next 5 days. Let's give it up.
Yeah.